Hello, Texans, and welcome to Arctic Cooler Talk solo journey here today. So let's get to it. Get your questions in. I'm going to pull them up right here, and we'll go. We'll talk about the Texans and the Jets. It's going to happen Saturday, not Sunday. If you rearranged your weekend properly, I applaud you, because this is weird. You know, you're playing on a Saturday late in the season when college football sort of vacates Saturday. Get these gigantic gaping holes in programming for the networks, and they say, put NFL football there. And it's happened for a long, long time. People think it's a new thing. No, it's happened forever, for decades and decades. I don't know when they started it, but it's been going on for a long time. All right. Frank has the first question of the day, and it's a big surprise because it doesn't involve D'Onta Foreman. No, it involves Keke QT. Everybody wants to know if Keke's going to play. He's listed as questionable on the final injury report heading into Saturday. So I think it's iffy. You know, questionable means iffy, and that's not an official term. It's my term. QT's been battling that hamstring all season long. Out of the lineup, in the lineup, out of the lineup, in the lineup. So you get the picture here. I think the coaches have to be very careful, and the athletic trainers, medical people, of course, because you want QT healthy, obviously, for some really crucial games. And you're thinking, Mark, these are crucial games. I know. But, you know, there's more out there, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to put any cart ahead of the horse here, but there's more out there, and you want to make sure that he's going to be fully healthy for whatever happens after this game. All right. Was that a good answer? I don't know. He's iffy. Charlie, what's the deal with D'Onta Foreman? Hey, we have our first D'Onta Foreman question presented by Arctic. Well, we have to maybe get another sponsor for the D'Onta Foreman question of the week. Is he going to play? I think that the way this is phrased is interesting to me. Everyone says, what's the deal? Well, I think with D'Onta Foreman, the key is to point out that he's not on the 53. You know, they made him eligible to, he is on the 53 rather, but they made him eligible to practice or just to be around. They had to make a decision. If they didn't put him on the 53, it was going to be done for the year no matter what. So they bought themselves some extra time. And I think based on that, you're looking at he's probably not going to play this week. In fact, nothing's official here, folks, but on the injury report, he did not participate in practice, and it says not injury-related. I would seriously doubt, considering he hasn't played at all this year, that he would play on Saturday, but he's not listed as out, so I guess anything's possible. That's just my own personal take on it. Joseph, can we clinch a playoff berth this weekend? Yes, the Texans can, but they need help to do it. So they can beat the Jets. That's the most important thing. Beat the Jets. Like Bill O'Brien says, just focus on the Gotham Green, get that job done. And then on Sunday, yes, they could win the division if the Titans and Colts lose, provided they beat the Jets. And there are many other options to clinch wild card berths. There are exactly 8 different ways they could do that, provided they beat the Jets. Can you believe that? 8 different scenarios, and it's all convoluted stuff. The basic thing is beat New York, watch on Sunday, root for the Titans and Colts to lose. Look, win or lose against New York, root for the Titans and Colts to lose. And then the other teams involved, the Steelers. It's weird with the Steelers and the Patriots because if the Texans beat the Jets, then you're thinking, well, maybe I want the Steelers to win because you know what? You can do the math about possibilities down the stretch, first round of the playoffs, missing that or whatever. So I just think the most important thing is worry about Saturday. Sunday, we're going to post all those options for you on HoustonTexans.com prior to the game going in. We'll also tweet them out. And Texans PR will probably tweet that out as well. All right, another one here. Jose, why don't they use Sammy Coates more? I think it's a pretty good question. You know, they had Sammy in the game a little bit on Sunday when DeAndre Carter went out, being evaluated for a concussion. So Sammy was in there as a kick returner. I don't think he got to return one, but he was in there for the possibility of one. They kicked it for a touchback. And he was also in there for a play or two at wide receiver. I really feel like they like, especially for that slot receiver role, with Carter going out, they'd rather have a Joe Webb, or maybe it's Vincent Smith. He was down. He was not one of the 46 on Sunday, so maybe he would be if it comes to that again, if they feel like they need that backup slot receiver. Joe Webb knows those routes. He's a quarterback, so he knows the whole offense backwards and forwards. I just think that Sammy Coates, maybe they feel like he's better, this is my theory, better for the outside receiver role should he be needed there with with any kind of issue to DeAndre Hopkins or Demaryius Thomas. So I think that's what you're looking at there. They'd rather not have him in the slot. Nick, is there a reason Vincent Smith isn't playing more? I think the big reason is first of all, you only get 46. You have a 53-man roster, but you only get to dress 46. And they like what they have. You know, if QT's healthy, obviously you're not going to have him dressed. But they like DeAndre Carter. He's been a find. And he looked good the week before against the Cleveland Browns in limited action as a slot receiver. And I think he was going to factor pretty big into the game plan with the Indianapolis Colts visiting last Sunday. But he got hurt, so now you're down in the third level of the depth chart at slot receiver, and it's anybody's guess how they're going to handle that. Bill O'Brien said in this very studio on Monday, he said, I really felt I could have handled that better, meaning maybe he wants to use the tight ends differently or use the running back. I don't know what he's thinking there, but I think they'll have a good plan in place. The good news here is DeAndre Carter is not listed as out or questionable or anything. Let me just go back to that injury report, which was just released a few moments ago. DeAndre Carter is going to play. I mean, he's full participation coming off the evaluation for the concussion, so that's good news. He'll be able to return, able to play slot receiver, provided QT can't go, and I think that's good news for the Texans. Other questions here. Armando, will Bob McNair go into the Ring of Honor? I'm going to say yes. He'll go in, but I think they'll wait. You know, and my personal preference would be for a lot of these kinds of things, you know, to wait because we had a special day with the Monday Night Football game honoring Mr. McNair. A special celebration of life a week ago at NRG Stadium. That was not game-related, of course. But I think there will be a special day for Mr. McNair at the stadium. I doubt it would be this year. I think they'd wait till next year, and then you get to have another wonderful day to honor the memory of the founder of the Houston Texans. That's just my personal take. I think they might handle it like that. Renee, is there any update on Aaron Colvin? Does there need to be an update on Aaron Colvin? He's listed as full participation with the ankle problem today, whatever that problem might be. So he's going to play. He'll be good to go. He'll be ready to go. But as far as how they're using him, when they use him, I just think that they like Sharice Wright, what he's been able to do out there. They've developed some chemistry without Colvin in the lineup, and maybe they do use Colvin more on Saturday against the Jets. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a ramping back up process for him coming off the injury, being out of the lineup for so long. He just hasn't logged a ton of time with this football team yet. Maybe that has something to do with it. But, you know, yeah, you could say the same thing about Sharice Wright, who was picked up week 2, but he's played in more games, actually, than Colvin. I don't have that in front of me, but I believe that to be true. So that's probably got something to do with it. They might feel comfortable with what they've got out there. I just think that when you have a secondary like this, you know, Jonathan Joseph obviously can really play corner at a high level. The catch T.Y. had on him late, T.Y. Hilton had on Joseph late, that was a heck of a play by Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton. I know there were some other times where T.Y. Hilton was running open, but it wasn't, you know, it was a kind of a collective thing where they had difficulty covering him. Other things I want to point out to you, remember it's a 3:30 kickoff, and remember, wherever you're watching this thing right here, we're going to be live at 2:30 from the Meadowlands, and it's going to be good because DP's going to host the show. Might be raining. I want to see how she handles that. Johnny will be on the sideline with her, and they'll give you the full view of the field going into that game. All right, more shout-outs. This week we got more shout-outs here in Arctic Cooler Talk. Dennis in Belgium is watching. Dennis, welcome to Cooler Talk. And, you know, I'm from the Netherlands. So are you from the Dutch part of Belgium, the French part of Belgium? Is it Antwerp? Is it Brussels? I don't know. But Dennis in Belgium is watching. Jake in Birmingham. Jake, we know you. You're the Jake. You're the Brit Jake, who's a big Texans fan. We love you watching this stuff. Noel from Humble. We're giving a shout-out to somebody from Humble. Okay, that's so far away. Actually, it is this time of day. I know what you mean. Louis in Fresno, California, where David Carr played college football. Melissa in Katy. Timothy in Bahrain. And I want to remind you again, don't forget, Texans All Access tonight at 6, tomorrow at 6. We've got a double dose of Texans buzz for you on Saturday night, 6:30 and 11 o'clock, because the game will be kind of ending right up against Texans buzz, and you tune into ABC 13, check it out. Drew and DP do a great job with that show. But the day gets started with Texans Game Day on KPRC Local 2 at 9 a.m. Thanks so much for everyone's questions. I know we can't give you a lot of the injury stuff because, hey, they like to, you know, Bill O'Brien, here are the cards. He's not going to show you those cards. He's just not. He doesn't want to show. I don't blame him. He wants a competitive advantage going into the Meadowlands on Saturday. Let's hope for the best here. Texans, Jets, 3:30, Meadowlands Saturday. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching Arctic Cooler Talk, and go Texans.